be able to help them do what they do best, and that's Justice Winslow scoring 29 points per game on average. Just unbelievable numbers for these kids. And I say it like that, they're just kids. They're 14, 15 years old, and they're putting up crazy numbers against very good teams. St. John's 15-3 on the year. They've already played in 2 tournaments. I think that experience, Jeff, is going to help them carry through this game tonight.
Head coach Harold Baber has brought his St. John's Mavericks all the way out, as I said, from Houston, Texas for this game. Keep in mind, for these kids, it's 11 o'clock back there in Texas, a little bit after 11 o'clock, though I suppose when you're a teenager, you're usually up till 11 o'clock anyway, so maybe they're just getting started. Anyway, for Bishop O'Dowd, led by head coach Lou Ritchie in his second year at the helm of the Dragons. Starting lineups for both teams. First, let's look at St. John's. Number 1, Corey Haywood, a 6-foot senior guard. Yusuf Chabada, a 6-foot senior guard. Joshua Hansen, a 6'2 junior guard. Risher Randall, a 6'4 junior forward. And then Justice Winslow, also a junior. And Paris Austin, Jawan Anderson, Ivan Rabb, Russell Davis are your starters for O'Dowd. Perry, a 6'3 senior guard. Austin, a 5'10 sophomore guard. Jawan Anderson, a 5'11 junior guard. Rabb, a 6'9 sophomore forward. And Russell Davis, a 6'2 senior guard. So a heavy guard-oriented offense going from left to right on your screen. The Mavericks in the white jerseys going right to left, and Winslow wins the tip against Rabb, and the Mavericks start out with the basketball. Keys to the game, John Henry.
Keys to the game today going to be, I think, the big one is going to be St. John's has played 18 games so far this year. Coach Baber, mentioning that his football guys are just getting back into shape to play basketball, and then on the other side of the ball, Bishop, they've played. That's huge, and I think that might be a deciding factor if Bishop O'Dowd can maintain their composure and keep some experience into this game.
Jawan Anderson got a steal, took it down for a layup for O'Dowd, then turnover as Winslow throws the ball out of bounds. So bringing it in is Michael Perry, and he gives it to Jawan Anderson, who's got those first 2 points in the ball game. We are 40 remaining opening quarter. Perry with the ball. Perry, left side, looking into Rabb. Rabb is not going to be able to get it as Winslow does a nice job on the front, and they're going to see. Coach Baber can't believe it. But that is the call. Nice defense, though, by Winslow, who's given away 3 inches, and he probably doesn't do that too often.
Right.
Paris Austin with the ball, out to Anderson. Dribbling right side, Perry on the wing. Perry looking at the post to Rabb. A lot of pushing and shoving down there. Nice post defense by Winslow. This is out high. Post Rabb on the right block. He's going to shoot over Winslow off the side of the iron. Winslow gets the rebound. Nice defense by the junior. Pushes front court quickly to Josh. Corner, Randall. Far side. The outside shooting marksman is Yusuf Chabada, and he's got the 3. 6:34 remaining opening quarter.
And it's interesting to watch Bishop O'Dowd trying to feed the big man down low, but has a great job of not letting him get position or the ball, which is going to be a key to this one tonight, that down low.
Fadeaway off the glass for his first 2 points of the game. Winslow in the post with a left hand goes up, no good. Rabb the board. Court, Austin. Austin on the drive. Takes it all the way. Reverse layup left a little short, but he was fouled on the play, and he will go to the floor. This will be probably one. I mean, we've had some tight games today. We had an overtime game at the beginning, beating St. Anthony from the Los Angeles area. We had a double overtime game middle of the day from the Bay Area here in California, as the first free throw is good from Austin. From Los Angeles. Windward was in the final last year in the National Division and lost to Damascus. So we've had some good games, and this one I have a feeling will be fairly tight as well. O'Dowd has an early 6-3 lead. 6:05 left in the first quarter.
Strong history of winning and getting to that championship game, and then St. John coming out of Texas. But if you've already played 18 games or 15-3 independent school district tournament already this year, you must be good. And,
there are a lot of really good teams in that division down in Texas. Nice feed. Gomes gives to Russell Davis for the bucket. In the front court, Winslow with it immediately. Probably not anything he hasn't seen this year. Here's a shot, no good. Rebounded underneath Randall. Randall goes out high to Chabada. Chabada left side. This is in the ball game. The key, float one up, and a blocking foul is the call on Jawan Anderson.
Good to see the guys pop back up after a big collision like that. An unbelievable height, not just height advantage, but really just sky when he has that ball, or if he's going for a rebound. For Winslow,
Russell Davis, 8-4 is our score. In the front court with it the basketball, and Gomes. Gomes to Anderson, to Perry, down in the box. This is Davis going up. No good. Battle for the loose ball. Rab keeps it alive, but it's going to be grabbed by Randall. Randall front court, Shibata in the corner. Jump shot on the way. Corey Haywood, good.
3-point basket number 1.
And Hayward putting up almost 10 points a game, his first 3 tonight. And that's a strong point for both of these teams, it looks like so far, is that outside shooting. If they can take those smart shots, the high percentage shots, it's going to be a big difference in this game.
Russell Davis reverse layup the other way, 10-7 the score after Corey Haywood hit that three-pointer for the Mavericks. Randall with the ball on the wing. Randall, nice crossover into the key. Skip pass, far side, another three-point opportunity. This one rims out. Battle for the loose ball. Randall gets it. The first shot by Hansen, no good. His second three also no good. The rebound underneath. Winslow pushes off, gets away with it. No call. Ball batted out. Here's another three-point opportunity, and that's going to fall for Corey Haywood, who's got his second of the quarter.
And just like that, he's got 6, 2 3-pointers. But the big story, the headline on that possession there is offensive rebounds. Bishop O'Dowd just not able to secure that defensive board. St. John's doing a great job of securing the ball, getting shot opportunities.
Substitutions. Paris Austin back into the ballgame for O'Dowd. He's out there with Anderson, Davis, Rab, and Perry. We'll get you the Mavericks 5 because they made a couple of substitutions as well in just a moment. Meanwhile, we got a holding penalty underneath. Holding foul, I should say, as I'm transitioning from football myself after a long year of that. Holding foul is going to go against Yusuf Chibata. That's his first. Team's second. Chibata out on the floor. JT Trauber has just checked in. Corey Haywood out there. Also newly into the ballgame, Wes Wallace for the first time. Winslow in there as well. We got a kick basketball against Winslow and a fresh shot clock for O'Dowd. 3:59 left in the first quarter. We're tied at 10.
And it's interesting how this matchup down low, Winslow covering Rab early in this game. You can tell when Winslow is marking him, he's definitely using his body. He's not letting Rab get any kind of position. As we see there, oh my goodness, just big bodies going into each other. And Wallace again, Winslow just winning that battle defensively for St. John's.
That's a travel against Rab.
Yep.
Turnover back to the Mavericks into the front court with the basketball. Trauber now facing a 1-3-1 half-court trap. Into the corner is a jump shot. Chibata, you can't leave that kid open too often. Loose ball out on the floor. A lot of guys going for it. It's finally off. St. John's
still unable to secure that defensive rebound. O'Dowd's got to do a better job. They've got the size. We know that. A 6'9" frame down low. He's got to get his hands on that ball as soon as it touches the rim.
Well, and the other thing is if you're going to ask Rab to protect the rim, somebody's got to rebound when he's going for a block shot. Here's Perry on the drive. He traveled.
Yeah, rebounding's not an individual effort. It's a team effort. I mean, if somebody's taking a shot off, then you're probably not going to win that battle. You got to have everybody working on it.
Mavericks into the front court with the basketball. Haywood 6 points so far, leading his team. Out high Winslow. He's got 1 in the game. Winslow guarded by Davis. Winslow looking to make a move. He's just going to pull up finally. Shot off the side of the iron, no good. Rab aboard. Outlet to Austin. Austin front court with 3:05 left first quarter. Perry looking for somebody, looking for anybody. Finally goes to Austin on the left side. Into Rab on the block. Rab, nice spin move underneath. Gets open and gets the layup.
Great move by Rab, and that's what he's going to need to do all night. He's not going to be able to go through Winslow. He's got to go around him. So if he can just get him leaning one way or the other, he can step the other way and finish off just like he did there.
Haywood, nice pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Ties it at 12 with 2:40 left first quarter. Anderson with the ball on the wing to Austin. Austin skip pass left side Perry. Perry down low, Davis on the left block. Davis back out to Perry. Now high post Rab left elbow. 22 on the shot clock. Rab puts the ball on the floor. He's going to put a fadeaway 8-footer up short. Winslow the rebound. Winslow pushing the other way. Winslow on the right wing, picked up by Anderson. Drives, fades, 16-footer short. Rab another board, gives to Anderson. Pushing the other way, here come the Dragons. Along the wing, Perry. Perry with 2:08 left in the quarter. High post, right elbow, Anderson is hammered. And he will go to the free throw line. That foul likely to go against Wes Wallace. That will be his first.
And the last 2 possessions coming down the court. It looks like the two big men taking their shots, and they weren't quite falling, but Winslow and Rab both taking fadeaway, 10, 12-foot shots. Didn't quite go in, but you can see the confidence. They're trying to get into a rhythm, getting loose out there, and kind of feeling each other out because they're going to be seeing a lot of each other on that court.
Anderson misses the first free throw. That foul actually went against Corey Haywood. The officials had a choice of Haywood or Wallace, and they went with Haywood. That's his first personal, team's third. Into the ball game, Jack Kalmbach, as this free throw also no good for Bishop O'Dowd. Kalmbach in the game. Also into the game for the first time, Parker Hagmeyer. He's picking up Winslow outside. Winslow's got the basketball. Hagmeyer's got him. Double team. Winslow now triple team. Somebody's open. There's Chibata in the corner. Chibata drives, pull up 12-footer on the way short. Battle for the loose ball. Chibata comes up with it. Gives to Winslow, who will reset. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Winslow on the drive. Takes it all the way in. His shot's going to be partially altered by Rabb. Ball still loose. St. John's another basketball. Chibata's going to take a three. That is short. Chibata gets his own rebound again. People are leaking out to go on a fast break for O'Dowd. They're forgetting the ball.
And 3 offensive rebounds already.
Nice job, J.T. Trauber over Rabb, around a pick by Winslow. And St. John's has their first lead of the game, 14-12, with 1:14 left in the first quarter, and Bishop O'Dowd is going to use a timeout. You're following the action on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Jeff Kurtz alongside John Henry, Winter Nolte. Our producer tonight, Jarrett Wright, Daryl Maison, providing all the video for you. Happy you're joining us wherever you're following the action around the world, as we are covering the National Division and the winner's half of that after the first round today. We got 4 quarterfinal games for you tomorrow, the 2 semifinals on Friday, and then the third place game and the championship game on Saturday. In the ball game for the first time, Desmond Chapman for O'Dowd. Chapman gave the ball to Hagmeyer. Here comes Winslow with the slam on the steal. And it's a 16-12 game.
And Justice Winslow just reading that like a book. 2 seconds before the point guard even threw it, he knew right where it was going, took it all the way.
Nice floater by Dominic Gomes on the answer. And it's a 16-14 game. 43 seconds left in the quarter, an 11-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Chibata straight away Winslow. Winslow picked up by Kalmbach. Winslow, nice behind the back move, double team. Goes in the left side, down low. Nice ball movement. This is Chibata out high. 18 on the shot clock. Chibata out to Haywood. Haywood on the drive. Haywood around Gomes. Haywood kicks in the corner. We got travel. And a turnover. And O'Dowd can try to tie it up here as Anderson will replace Hagmeyer in the lineup.
And it's kind of a funny first quarter here. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. A couple mistakes here and there. Offensive rebounding for St. John's becoming quite the factor, giving them more opportunities and the lead thus far.
In the front court, Anderson. Anderson picked up by Jim Mace, and a 5-second call. Nice defense by Mace. And another turnover. 10.8 seconds left in the first.
And St. John's now has an opportunity to extend their lead going into the switching sides before we switch sides here.
Winslow with the ball, goes into the corner, open, three-pointer, Trauber, no, rebounded by Gomes. Gomes with half a second left won't get the shot off. And we've got a 2-point game at the end of 1. Corey Haywood has 8 points in the quarter for St. John's to pace his team to a 2-point advantage here in this last game of the day, opening round of the National Division at the 23rd Annual Under Armour Holiday Classic.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Under Armour is the presenting sponsor of the 23rd Annual Holiday Classic at Torrey Pines. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Under Armour's technology is complex, but its mission is simple: to make all athletes better through passion, design, and the relentless pursuit of innovation. To find out more or to place an order, visit UnderArmour.com today.
Point totals so far in the first quarter. We mentioned Haywood has 8, Winslow with 3, as does Chibata, Trauber with 2. Meanwhile, for O'Dowd, Russell Davis leads the team with 4. Everyone else with 2 apiece who's in the book. Perry, Austin, Anderson. Anderson drawing the foul will go to the free throw line. Dominic Gomes and Ivan Rabb out in the starting lineup for O'Dowd to begin this second quarter. Desmond Chapman, Jack Kalmbach. Also out there, Rabb, Anderson, and Dominic Gomes. Anderson makes the first free throw. He missed the 2 in his last trip. We'll get you St. John's starting 5 to begin the second quarter in just a moment. That foul went against Jim Mace. That is his first team's 4th. Anderson hits both. We're tied at 16. Winslow in the ball game with Mace, Trauber, Haywood, and also in the backcourt, Wes Wallace, as we've got a whistle. This ball was knocked out of bounds by Bishop O'Dowd, so Wallace will inbound right in front of his bench. Brings it into Haywood. 15 seconds into the second quarter. Into the front court, Trauber, he's going to drive, he's going to kick to Mace. Mace out to Winslow. Winslow picked up by Kalmbach. Winslow, one dribble, skip pass, far side. Trauber drives along the baseline. Kick out Mace. Nice ball movement. This one's going to be deflected by Chapman out of bounds with 17 on the shot clock. St. John's will keep it around midcourt.
And good job by Chapman anticipating where that ball was going to go, where it was headed next, and just able to knock it out of bounds. He wanted to keep that one in, and he was off to the races.
Oh, don't leave this kid open. He's already hit 2 threes. That time, Haywood a little bit off. Mace, the smallest player on the floor, gets the rebound underneath. Here goes Winslow up, draws the foul. It's the bucket.
And Winslow going so strong to the bucket. He's not worried if there's a 6'9" guy or 3 guys in there. He goes right up against him, draws the foul, puts it in, and making it look easy too, Jeff.
Mace got the long rebound when Rabb couldn't grab it. And once again, it's that offensive rebounding of St. John's. That is really hurting Bishop O'Dowd right now. That foul against Rabb was his first. Winslow misses the free throw, where he's now 1 out of 3 from the line. 18-16 the score. Anderson in the front court with the left side. Anderson on the penetration. Chapman open for 3. His shot strong, rebounded by Kalmbach, who loses the basketball, then tracks it down. 15 on the shot clock. That ball didn't hit the rim. We'll see if O'Dowd recognizes that. They've got 13. High post, Kalmbach left elbow. Kalmbach with 8. Kalmbach drives, gives to Rabb with 6, with 5. Rabb takes it all the way in with the left hand, is strong. Winslow the rebound.
And Rabb doing a great job of getting in around defenders into the paint, but got to do a better strong of finishing strong.
Mace's three-pointer no good. Rebounded underneath by Chapman. Anderson, nice move to Gomes, driving along the baseline. He tries to do an up and under move, and it gets deflected out of bounds by Winslow, and with 6:22 remaining in the half, O'Dowd will have it. 26 seconds on the shot clock. Back in the ball game, Paris Austin and Michael Perry. Chapman and Kalmbach will sit down.
And Winslow doing a great job underneath, containing Rabb throughout the game so far. Rabb's got to find a way to get out of the clutches that Winslow has in right now.
Austin's got his 4th point of the game, tying it at 18 on the fadeaway 12-footer. Trauber in the front court with the basketball. Wallace in the corner. Winslow out high, guarded by Gomes. Winslow, nice up and under move, floats one in from 8.
2 points, number 42, Justice Winslow.
And Winslow, if you give him an inch, he'll take it all the way to the hoop, and he's got the tool package that he needs to be able to do stuff like that.
Great backdoor play to Gomes, who couldn't finish the layup, scrambles after the loose ball. It's a return pass into the post. Rabb gives up to Perry, who goes up and will draw the foul. It'll be the 5th team foul against St. John's. We'll see who this one is on. Looks like it's going to be on Trauber. It is Trauber. 5 players with 1 foul each. Perry to the free throw line in a 2-point ball game with 5:35 left in the half.
Michael Perry.
Perry's first free throw, no good. Risher Randall returns for St. John's.
42,
Justice Winslow gets his first break. Second free throw, good. 1-point game. Perry's got 3. 20-19, St. John's. O'Dowd picks up full court in a trap. In the front court, Randall. Skip pass near side, Mace. Mace drives. Gives to Wallace. Back to Randall. Randall on the penetration. Out to Haywood. He could be the scoring option here. He hits a 3, his 3rd of the game.
And he's got the hot hand tonight. He's got the most points, leading all scorers. And sometimes when somebody's got the hot hand, you just give it to him. Don't ask the questions.
Well, especially with Winslow out. Where do the points come from?
Right.
Corey Haywood's got 11. High post Gomes on the elbow. Gomes sees an open lane to the basket, takes it all the way, leaves it short, gets his own rebound, gets it out to Perry. Skip pass far side, Austin floats one up from 5. No, battle for the loose ball, tracking it down, Austin in the right corner. Wide open underneath, Perry stripped away by Mace, and Winslow will immediately come back in for Wes Wallace.
And as strong as St. John's was in that first quarter and up till about now with the offensive boards, Bishop O'Dowd picking up 2 offensive rebounds here to keep this opportunity to score alive. And they'd like to put one away here to close this gap.
Mace out of the ball game. Nice minutes. Chibata in. Inbounds pass Russell Davis. 27 on the shot clock. Rab looking for the ball on the right block. Tries to spin around Winslow, and we got a push on Winslow. That'll be his first personal foul. A little too much body there. That'll be the 6th team foul against St. John's.
Yeah, I don't think he pushed with his hands. He was more pushing with his chest and pushing Rab right out of bounds.
Rab will inbound. 4:39 to play in the half. 4-point game. Inbounds past Perry. This is Anderson. Anderson from 5 and hangs on the rim tantalizingly and then rolls off. He'll be knocked out of bounds by O'Dowd.
That's one of those where you just start hoping. It's like, get in there.
I thought it was just going to stay there.
Right.
Hung up there forever. Into the front court with it, Randall. Randall corner. Chibata open for 3 off the side of the backboard, but another offensive rebound. Haywood's got it. His shot, no. And the board to Perry.
And we see St. John's now settling for that 3, not winding the shot clock down too much, not trying to get it inside, and just settling for 3. And it's they can't score if you're not hitting those 3s.
Great look by Austin to Anderson, who missed the first shot, got his own offensive rebound and put it in. 23-21.
Yeah, great job just staying after the ball there. I mean, if you're getting the offensive rebounds, you're going to be scoring more.
Jeevan Sandhu in the ball game, replacing Rab, who will get his first break. So we'll see if St. John's tries to take it to the basket a little bit more now that the big man is out of the game. Trauber in the backcourt has it deflected by Anderson, but Haywood tracks it down. Haywood still in the backcourt, finally gets it across. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Trauber on the penetration. Out to Randall. Randall drives, takes it all the way in. Layup, no. He is fouled, though, by Perry, and Randall will go to the free throw line.
And you saw Randall, he picked his eyes up as soon as he got that ball and realized that Rob wasn't in there, so he said, let's go for it. And way to take it strong to the hoop by Randall, drawing the foul.
Randall at the line for a pair. He is scoreless in the game, no longer. That's the 3rd team foul against Bishop O'Dowd, the first on Michael Perry. 24-21, Mavericks. Second free throw, good. Lane violation, though, against the Mavericks, so the basket will not count.
Unnecessary mistake.
Especially with Randall. It looks like he has a pretty good stroke from the foul line.
Right. No need to take a chance to try to get that extra foot in there.
Under 3:45 to play in the half. Anderson, high right elbow, goes to Davis. Davis has the ball stripped by Randall. Here goes Randall. He's got an open lane all the way to the basket. Layup is good, and the foul. He was undercut on his way to the hoop.
And Randall now taking over the scoring a little bit for the Mavericks.
Number 30, Russell Davis. His first personal foul.
For Russell Davis, that's his first, team's 4th. He will stay in the ball game. Anderson out, replaced by Jake Crudo. So Crudo getting his first minutes for Bishop O'Dowd. Randall, free throw, off the front iron, no good. Davis the board. 5-point game, 3:30 left in the half. 26-21, St. John's. Austin's going to pull up from 18, leaves it short. Winslow the rebound, long outlet. Trauber's got a step, gives to Chibata in the corner. Ciabatta out to Randall, who's going to take a three. Strong. Rebounded by Austin.
Great job by Austin getting back to break up that fast break. He was outmanned 2-1 and was able to hold him to settle for a three.
He was the last guy back, too, and took that jump shot. Trauber had a step on him.
Yep.
Nice recovery. Crudo straight away. Perry on the drive, takes it all the way in, floats one up. Winslow got a piece and gets the rebound.
Smart hold there by Winslow. If he would have passed that one up, he wouldn't have had really the numbers up to make anything happen with
Winslow wants a clear out here with 2:40 left in the half. Winslow instead, skip pass stolen. Sandu gets the basketball. Sandu pushing into the front court. Sandu gives off to a wide open Austin for three. Good.
Three ball good for number 3, Paris Austin.
And even with Rab out of the game, O'Dowd able to put some points on the board.
Well, and then Winslow takes it straight back, splits three defenders, and I think Coach Ritchie for O'Dowd a little frustrated. No one tried to step in front and take a charge.
Yep.
4-point game, under 2:10 left.
And that's what Rab has been able to stop thus far. Stop Winslow from cutting in like that. Nobody there to stop him that last one.
Sandu calmly steps up and hits a 17-foot jump shot over Winslow.
I think he heard us talking about Winslow and said, hey, I'm out here too.
2-point game, 1:50 left in the half. Winslow's got the ball. Davis giving a little bit of ground. Skip pass far side open. Trauber for three right corner. Shot no good. Rebound Perry. Perry outlet. Perry hits Crudo. Takes it all the way for the layup as Ciabatta missed him. We're tied at 28. 1:30 left in the half.
Perry just with great vision on that last outlet pass.
Ciabatta a three straight on. That's good. His second of the game. 6 points for Ciabatta as the action starts to heat up here at Torrey Pines Gymnasium. 1:15 to go. 3-point lead for St. John's. High post, Sandu right elbow. Sandu looking for somebody. One dribble, give up to Davis. 20 on the shot clock. Davis on the drive. Cut off by Randall. Back out Sandu with 15. Straight away Austin. Austin now with 12, with 11. Nice crossover. Another nice crossover. A 10-footer from the elbow. No good. Winslow the rebound. Pretty moves by Paris Austin.
Very pretty, very pretty. Got to be able to finish, though. You can do anything in the world, but if that ball doesn't go through the rim, it doesn't really matter.
Here's Trauber on the penetration. Dump down low. Winslow!
And what a pass by Trauber. Picking up Winslow, cutting through the middle. Easy finish.
Perry on the drive. He's going to draw the foul on Randall. Will go to the line. For Randall, that'll be his first personal, team's 7th, so with 29.5 seconds left. In the half, O'Dowd's going to try to chip away at this 5-point St. John's advantage from the free throw line.
Yeah, pretty evenly matched game thus far for almost through the first 2 quarters. And O'Dowd would love to bring this closer to even as we see Rab checking back in.
The final 29.5 seconds.
Number 23, Ivan Rab.
Anderson out there with Crudo, Austin, Perry, and Rab now. Perry trying to make the second of 2. And he does. Now 3 of 4 from the line. 5 points in the game. 3-point advantage for St. John's. They can hold for 1. O'Dowd's going to pick up full court. Into the front court with it. This is Haywood. Haywood back out to Winslow. Winslow with 19 seconds left. Now 17, now 16. Winslow dribbles. Skip pass. Here's Haywood straight away. They want to get it back to Winslow, and they do with 11. Now 10. Guarded by Crudo. Winslow on the drive. Takes it all the way. Give off Randall. His 15-footer is short. And we got a whistle and a foul on the floor. It's a loose ball foul. This is probably going to go against Crudo. It is.
And we're going to stay here.
That's Crudo's first, team's 5th. So St. John's will have an opportunity with 3.6 seconds left in the half. Trauber inbound. Trauber looking out high. Haywood. He's got 3.5. He's going to be fouled right away before the shot. That's a good idea by O'Dowd to give the foul there. Anderson will pick up his second. And there are 2 seconds left.
Yeah, I like that. I like that call. Hayward, who's been so hot behind the arc. They were looking for him. They found him, and he can't shoot the ball if he's being grabbed.
Smart move by Coach Ritchie as well to get Anderson out with those 2 fouls and bring in Austin Walker. So 2 seconds left. Dominic Gomes is going to come in as well, replacing Crudo.
And Crudo and Gomes both have done a great job of kind of containing Winslow. I mean, he's always going to break away for a few.
Inbounds pass to Winslow. Three-pointer on the way at the buzzer for an iron. Oh, that would have been a great-looking end for the first half for St. John's if Winslow had been able to hit it. But St. John's will take a 3-point lead into the intermission. 33-30 is the score. St. John's from Houston, Texas, taking on Bishop O'Dowd from Oakland, California. You're following the action here in the nightcap of the first round of the Under Armour Holiday Classic, the National Division. We'll be back in just a few moments with the halftime show here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Back here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. High school sports lives here. And, folks, we've got St. John's leading at the half over Bishop O'Dowd, 33-30 at the Under Armour Holiday Classic.
We'll have live coverage of basketball from around the country in March as we hit the section and state championships. March Madness will reign around California and beyond as we bring you action from one end of the country to the other. Join us in March for championship basketball coverage brought to you by your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Today's game is brought to you by Give It. Highlight life's epic moments with Give It. And by the Lucky Duck Foundation, whose mission is to raise awareness and funds for charitable causes. Also, Torrey Pines Bank, where business gets done.
Jeff Kurtz alongside John Henry, Winter Nolde. John Henry, as we look at the first half numbers, first for St. John's, two players tied with 11 points in that first half. Corey Haywood, 3 threes as part of his 11. Justice Winslow also with 11. 6 points for Yusuf Chabada, who had a couple of three-pointers. Risher Randall with 3. JT Trauber with 2. Meanwhile, for Bishop O'Dowd, more spread in the scoring. Paris Austin led the team with 7 points. 6 for Jawan Anderson, 5 for Michael Perry. So it was really the guard play, and then Russell Davis chipping in 4. Those 4 guard starters providing most of the points for O'Dowd. Ivan Rabb with just 2 so far in the game. Dominic Gomes, Jake Crudo, and Jeevan Sandhu also with 2 points each off the bench. Foul situation, 7 players with 1 each for St. John's. Haywood, Trauber, Jim Mace, Chabada, Josh Hansen, Risher Randall, and Winslow. Meanwhile, Jawan Anderson with 2 for O'Dowd, Michael Perry, Jake Crudo, Rabb, and Russell Davis with 1 each. As we look to the second half, keys to the second half, and what was a pretty good first half, pretty evenly matched. St. John's a little bit of the advantage on the offensive glass.
Yeah, I think that was the advantage. They got more boards off on the offense, so they had more opportunities to score. On the other side, Bishop O'Dowd doing a great job when you're going through those numbers. Very spread out scoring. When you have 8 guys scoring for your team, that's got to be helpful because now you can distribute the ball all around the place. Ivan Rabb, we're looking for him to kind of break out a little more in the second half, but Winslow doing a good job of keeping him down to just 2 points. Obviously, with St. John's, you got Haywood, who's hitting the threes, and Winslow, who's doing a little bit of everything. So this is a very evenly matched game. It's going to be exciting coming down to the last second, I'm sure. Well,
I'll tell you what, the coaching staff for St. John's is certainly going to win the Best Dressed Award. Coach Baber and his crew, one of his assistants rocking the bow tie and pocket square. I got to like that. Is St. John's will have the basketball to begin the second half of play, going left to right in the white jerseys. Winslow, Haywood, Randall, Chabada, and Josh Hansen on the floor. First three-pointer by Haywood, no good. Back the other way, Austin, nice behind-the-back move, takes it down low, tries to hit Rabb. Winslow knocks it away. Rabb, Austin, Perry, Russell Davis, and Jawan Anderson for the Dragons.
Austin with a great little behind-the-back there move. Left his defender at the top of the key and was looking for Rabb. Couldn't quite find the handle to finish.
Rabb with the ball on the block. Rabb takes it in on Winslow. Gets in tight. Shot no good. Nice box out, though. Davis comes up with it. Gives back to Rabb, and Rabb is going to be fouled by Winslow. That'll be Winslow's second personal foul. And let's see if Rabb is going to go to the free throw line.
And I think Winslow was trying to foul him before he went up, which I think was a pretty good call by Winslow. Don't want to get in foul trouble too early. He's only got 1 so far and make that 2.
That was before any shot attempt, so St. John's, O'Dowd in the inbound. Rabb, nice move in the post, but can't finish. Gets the rebound back. Goes up with a reverse layup, and he's got his 4th point of the game. You can see O'Dowd's trying to get their big man a little bit more involved since he only had 2 points in the first half.
Exactly. Create the opportunities for him to finish, and he will.
Chabada with the ball in the corner. Out to Winslow, picked up by Davis. 7:08 to play in the third. Winslow, an NBA range three-pointer, a little strong. Rebounded by Anderson.
And I like Winslow to take those shots, but maybe not so early in the shot clock. Maybe take an opportunity to get in the paint first and then look for those shots if the paint's not open.
Anderson on the aggressive drive to the basket will pick up the second foul on Corey Haywood. 2 team fouls now in the second half for St. John's. Anderson to the free throw line where he's 2 out of 4. Second on the team with 6 points. And misses that one well off the mark. And now we've got a timeout on the floor, and Paris Austin's going to step in, see if he can get himself an offensive rebound if Anderson were to miss again. Second free throw on the way is good. 1 out of 2 for Anderson, 50% on the night, and it's a tie ball game at 33. O'Dowd picking up full court. Shibata in the corner, fakes a 3, drives along the baseline, back out to Haywood. Haywood to Randall, who's got an open drive to the basket, takes it all the way and hits the layup. Somebody forgot about Risher Randall.
And Randall doing a great job of just noticing the opportunity and taking advantage. Hit a clean street right to the hoop. Nobody stepping in front and finishing like he should.
He hasn't seen that open a lane since the layup line. Davis with the ball on the high left elbow, takes it into the key. Tough shot, leaves it just short. Perry gets the rebound, gives back to Davis at the free throw line. Davis pump fakes, puts a man in the air, and then goes with a quick left hand. Tied at 35, 6:10 left in the third. Shibata with the ball on the wing. Shibata corner. Hansen, now Randall. Randall might think about a 3. He's been kind of on fire recently.
Why not?
Later stages of the second quarter. Here's Winslow. He's going to pull up for 3. No good. Rab the rebound. Anderson pushing the other way. Crossover. Fadeaway 12-footer. That's a tough shot along the baseline. Randall a rebound. St. John's has numbers. Corner Haywood. Haywood. Ball swung nicely. Chibata a 3. That's money. His third of the game, matching teammate Corey Haywood.
And Chibata just hitting 1 in each quarter. Man, that's going to end up with a good season totals if you're hitting 12 points a game, 4 3-pointers.
Rab wants the ball on the block. Fadeaway 18-footer. That's a good-looking shot.
That's a great-looking shot there, and he made that happen all by himself. Well done.
1-point game.
And we see Bishop O'Dowd now really attacking the rim more, putting the ball on the ground and driving right at the rim.
Hansen's three-pointer strong. Perry the rebound. Perry quick outlet, lob to Rab, and we've got a turnover as the ball goes over Rab's head.
Just looking to do a little too much on that pass. Good idea, though. Rab did have a step.
38-37 St. John's. Haywood bringing the ball up the floor. 4:50 left third quarter. Haywood double teamed, and we've got a travel before Perry kicked the ball out of bounds. Turnover. Haywood dribbled right into that double team.
That's exactly how that's supposed to work. That little play there on the defensive side. As soon as he comes across the line, go trap him and make him travel. That's exactly how that works.
Perry with the ball on the wing, and now Perry travels.
And then you give it right back to him.
Yeah, you certainly do. Perry looked like Bugs Bunny getting a little bit of a running start there before he put the ball on the floor.
Well, after those two plays, I'm going to say that this second half might be characterized by the least mistakes. And if you make a mistake, what are you going to do after? Are you going to let the other team capitalize? Are you going to fight and try to nullify that mistake?
Looks like we have an illegal screen against Risher Randall.
And another one, another mistake, another turnover.
So that's his second personal foul. Third team foul against the Mavericks. Wes Wallace will replace Randall in the lineup. Trauber comes in for Hansen. Dominic Gomes came in a moment ago replacing Perry. 4:33 remaining third quarter. 1 point advantage for St. John's, 38-37. Into the front court, Anderson around a pick by Davis. Dribbles right side. Straight away, this is Austin. Austin facing a double team. Takes it all the way. He carried the basketball on his way to the basket. So back, O'Dowd gives it right back to St. John's. So the teams are just exchanging
back and
side outs here to a certain degree.
Yep. Somebody's got to tighten down the hatches and there's another turnover.
Well, almost. Yep, there it is. Finally, Anderson gets it, and he's going to be pushed by Haywood. If he's pushed by Haywood, that's the third personal on Corey Haywood.
And that's trouble not only on the defensive but on the offensive side for St. John's. Haywood, one of your leading scorers, you want him in there. You don't want to get him frustrated either. You might see him come out and just take a breather, calm down for a minute.
Well, Coach Baber's leaving him in right now, so rolling the dice a little bit. Inbounds pass goes to Austin in the corner. Austin out high to Anderson. Anderson, as we're moving down to the midway mark of the third quarter, takes it into the key, does a nice layup to the basket, gets the bucket.
That was a pretty looking finish there by Anderson, and that's what they've got to do. They're doing a great job of setting up plays, setting up their offense and running it, just not quite finishing as much as they'd like to.
Winslow to Haywood, rims out on the three, and then Wallace puts Rab in the popcorn machine and gets the layup.
Wallace, just a smart play there. Number 4.
Pump fake, the shot blocker. Best way to go. 1 point advantage for St. John's again. 3:30 left in the third. Anderson on the penetration. He's going to put one up from 10 strong. Davis gets the rebound over Wallace, puts up a jump hook, no good. And the rebound to Winslow, who's got a wide open Haywood on the leak out, and he gets the easy layup.
And Winslow just vision. One word there, vision. I don't think anybody else in the court saw Haywood sneak out there, and that's why they're teammates.
Gomes with the ball on the right elbow. Gomes to Rab. Rab puts up the shot, no good. Wallace gets the board. Wallace to Haywood, 2:53 left third quarter. An opportunity to go up by 2 possessions here for St. John's. They go to their big man Winslow, guarded by Davis. Left block, turnaround jump hook, off the glass with a left hand. Nice looking shot.
Just a kiss right off the glass, the high glass. Winslow finishing with a little bit of style.
And O'Dowd is going to call a timeout. St. John's has opened this up to a 5-point advantage. We've had a pretty tight ball game. No one's really led by more than 5.
Back and forth.
We'll keep it right here on PlayOnSports.com. Your thoughts? O'Dowd's getting good looks at the basket, but it's that situation where it's just hitting the back rim, it's just hitting the front rim, it's dead on, but you can almost see the players are just rushing the shot just a touch at the very end. It's somewhat subtle, but we've got a pretty good look at it here.
Yeah, and Jawan Anderson's doing a great job of kind of quarterbacking this offense. You've got Rab kind of holding down the center there, but early in the game they were really feeding Rab, feed him, and it wasn't really working. So they kind of been switched up. They've switched that up since then, and now in the second half they're being able to run their offense, get much better looks, and they actually had the lead there, 39-38 for a second. Before a little run by St. John's.
6-0 run for St. John's. We've had 5 different players score in the third quarter. Austin with the basketball, 26 on the shot clock. Around a pick by Rab out high. Ball swung into the corner. This is Jack Kalmbach, who's in the ball game. Gives the ball to Rab on the block. Now back out to Kalmbach as Wallace couldn't find the basketball. Kalmbach's going to hand off to Austin. Austin also out there with Desmond Chapman. Austin on the crossover. He's going to back it back out. He's got 8 on the shot clock. Gomes going to drive, put one up from 12. No. Battle for the loose ball. We're going to have Kalmbach over the back, it looks like. And that foul will be his first.
And you said it, though. Gomes getting a great look and just kind of rimming out on that shot. Rushing it just a bit at the end because of that shot clock. But that's still a good look. They use a good amount of the shot clock and take their time to get to the basket.
That was the first team foul against O'Dowd in this half. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Haywood thinks 3, gives off to J.T. Trauber, back to Haywood. 19 on the shot clock. Winslow is going to skip past far side. Trauber open for 3. This could be a biggie. Front iron, no. Nice job. Kalmbach goes up high for the rebound and then gets hit by Winslow and loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he got knocked from behind there inadvertently.
Like a foul.
But either way, it's gonna stay down at the far end. St. John's basketball.
Good aggressive play by Winslow to knock that ball free. And he gets the inbounds pass. Fresh shot clock for the Mavericks. Under 1:40 to play in the third. Chibata goes into the post. Winslow's got it. Skip pass down low. Wallace again.
That's a simple move there, the shot fake. But if you can get guys off their feet untimely, then you're going to be pretty successful. And he's done it twice here already.
Biggest lead of the ball game for the Mavericks. 4 points in the quarter for Wes Wallace to lead the team in the second half. Austin with the ball. Austin trying to drive on Trauber. Gives it to Rab in low, in tight, and Rab is pretty much unstoppable when he gets it down that deep.
Yeah, if they can continue to get it down to him, he'll get some great shot looks and some high percentage opportunities.
46-41, under a minute to play in the third. Haywood against that man-to-man defense swings to Trauber. Trauber back to Haywood. Haywood to Chibata. Back out to Haywood, 16 on the shot clock. Pass inside, Winslow gets open and gets the look, and the assist to Wallace, who's having a great third quarter.
The unsung hero.
A 5-second differential between the shot and the game clock, so O'Dowd's got to give it up. Rabb gets the ball on the block, puts the ball on the floor, and it's deflected away by Winslow. Trauber comes up with it. Trauber takes it all the way. Quick shot off the glass.
And Winslow playing some great defense on Rob. You see him getting a little frustrated down here. He just can't seem to find the handle.
He goes off glass, ball loose. Winslow's got it. 11 seconds to go in the third. Winslow is going to be fouled on the drive before the shot by Dominic Gomes. That's a good foul there. That is the second team foul against O'Dowd. Clock will stop with 7.4 seconds left in the third quarter, and St. John's starting to pull away here a little bit. They're up 9.
And that's one thing I'm sure Coach Ritchie's thinking about. O'Dowd down 9, but they're still in this one.
Here is Ciabatta, a big three, short, and that will end the third quarter. But the Mavericks put a little bit of distance between themselves and the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons as they take a 50-41 lead into the fourth quarter as we wrap up the first round of the National Division here at the 23rd Annual Under Armour Holiday Classic.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information as well as links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
High scorers in that quarter, Wes Wallace and Justice Winslow lead their team with 4 points each. Ciabatta chipped in with 3. He's now got 9 in the game. Haywood got a pair. He's now got 13. Winslow with 15 in the ball game. Meanwhile, Rabb led O'Dowd in scoring. He had 6 in the quarter to now have 8 in the game. Juwan Anderson added 3. He's got 9 overall. Rabb out on the floor with Kalmbach, Anderson, Gomes, and Gaines for O'Dowd, as Bishop O'Dowd will start out with the basketball. They're in the gold jerseys going right to left. Ciabatta, Haywood playing with those 3 personal fouls. Back in the ball game, Risher Randall. Wes Wallace. Winslow will sit down maybe. Let's see. St. John's, I'm counting 4 out on the floor right now. And it looks like Josh Hansen is going to come in for a bit. As I don't know if Winslow's got a little blood on the jersey or what, needs a fresh one.
I think that is the case over there.
So an opportunity for O'Dowd to see if they can take advantage with the best player for St. John's off the floor. Gomes with the ball. This is Anderson. Anderson looking for Rabb in the post. Gets it to him. Rabb with Randall on him. Rabb makes a move, sees a double team, loses the ball, comes back up with it. Give off to Austin for the layup. Nice feed.
And a great finish by Austin. Some quick hands, expecting that ball, getting high and finishing well.
50-43. If you're going to make a run on St. John's, it's got to be now. Let's see how the Mavericks respond. Randall's going to travel.
And a quick turnover. They get the ball back. Opportunity to continue to cut into this lead.
Michael Perry is going to replace Kalmbach.
Replacing 22, Jack Kalmbach.
So again, Winslow in the locker room trying to get a fresh jersey, which he has, so he'll probably come back in at the next dead ball. Anderson to Gomes on the left elbow. Gomes looking for Rabb. Randall is bodying him up and fouled him. That's all Randall can do, and he's got some fouls to give. That is his 3rd personal, the team's 5th. And Winslow's going to check in. So St. John's does a nice job holding the serve there a little bit as Hansen will come out. Perry gets the ball in the corner. Anderson's going to pull up from 12, leave it short. Nice tap by Gomes. Where did he come from?
That might make your YouTube top 10. Just skying from it. He started his run from about half court, I think, and came in and finished that one off the glass. Beautiful tip in.
Went over Wallace, didn't even touch him. Here's Winslow on the drive. Dumped down low. Wallace is open. Double team poked away by Austin. 20 on the shot clock. 6:48 remaining in this 5-point ball game.
Well, I'll tell you what, on the near side here, we saw a little battle between Winslow and Rab, and Rab's not going to find any easy points tonight. He's got to work for each one of them, and when you've got Winslow on you, that's not an easy or fun task.
Yeah, I know Winslow, a lot of emphasis is placed on his offense, but he's been playing pretty stellar defense.
Right.
Here's Ciabatta for a three off the side of the backboard. Rebound Haywood, who gets it out to Winslow. Shot clock does not reset. Now 12 on the shot clock. Winslow wants a pick. It's poked away by Perry. Now with 8, and he went over and back. Did Justice Winslow. So a turnover, and O'Dowd has another chance to cut this to a 3-point game.
Forgot where he was on the court, and just one step across the line. That's all it takes. Another unforced turnover by St. John's.
Unfortunate mistake. Justice Winslow's been playing a very good game.
Yeah. You saw him kind of roll his eyes once he stepped over. He goes, "Oh,
well,
really?"
What can you do?
Yeah, can't argue with that one.
Given all the things that kid does for his team, one mental error from time to time will probably be allowed. Here's Gaines with the ball on the wing. Gaines looking to Perry. Gaines going to drive. Float went up from 10. Nice screen out by Perry on that play. Excuse me, that was Paris Austin on the drive.
Austin with 11 points.
Austin doing a good job here recently finishing.
Here is a drive. Gomes gets run over as Winslow drives to the basket. And what do we have?
And it looked like Winslow kind of lost his footing and then ran into Gomes, but they're gonna
see
hit
what we get.
Gomes with the foul, I think.
Oh, we got a foul. An intentional foul. Michael Perry is called for a push, an intentional foul. Wow, that's huge. 2 shots and the ball. And Winslow makes the first free throw.
At this point in the game with just over 6 minutes left, up 3 now is St. John's. And that's a tough one.
Second free throw, no good.
So as you mentioned, they get the ball back here, St. John's, and they would do well to take some time using the shot clock and just get a good look at basket, probably get it into the hands of Winslow.
That's the first point of this quarter for St. John's, leading by 4. An opportunity to go up by 6, maybe 7, against O'Dowd going to a 2-3 zone here out of the inbounds underneath their basket. Trauber open in the corner. Kick out to Haywood. Now this is Randall straight away. Getting the ball in the post is Winslow, and it's stolen by Anderson on the baseline pass. Anderson pushing. Anderson taking it all the way, and he's going to be fouled by Trauber. That's Trauber's second.
His feet kind of got tied up there. I thought for sure that Anderson was going to come right at us and go right to the hoop. He kind of slowed down and drew the foul. Smart little play there.
That's the 6th team foul against St. John's, so it's free throw shooting the rest of the way for Bishop O'Dowd with 5:46 to go in the game, and a timeout being called by St. John's, a full timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well here on PlayOnSports.com.
Under Armour is the presenting sponsor of the 23rd Annual Holiday Classic at Torrey Pines. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Under Armour's technology is complex, but its mission is simple: to make all athletes better through passion, design, and the relentless pursuit of innovation. To find out more or place an order, visit UnderArmour.com today.
Jeff Kurtz alongside John Henry, Winter Nolte. John Henry, as we look now to the final stages of this game, O'Dowd making a good push here. And they've got a situation where they're going to be able to get some points every time they are fouled by St. John's, because St. John's right on the edge of the bonus.
Yeah, and I think what they've changed from that first half to this half is a little more attempt to take that ball down low into the paint, get some speed, drive down low and commit some or force some fouls, and it's got them to this point now where they get to shoot. And I think if they keep doing that and keep going right down the middle, they're going to be successful as long as they make those free throws.
Meanwhile, St. John's is getting some guys open in the corner for threes. Ciabatta, Haywood, Trauber, if they start hitting those, I would certainly help out this St. John's offense. And now Gomes is going to throw it away. Trying to connect with Austin. Trauber with a nice defense on the overplay. And now Trauber bringing it up. 5:40 to go. Randall, give off to Haywood. Looks like this is a 2-3 zone again. Yep, it is a 2-3 zone for O'Dowd. Randall, top of the key, gives off to Ciabatta. Now Winslow. Now Trauber fakes the three, has it almost taken away by Austin. Trauber goes corner, Ciabatta. Now Haywood. Haywood with 10 on the shot clock, backs it out, now with 8. Now with 7, with 6. Randall with the ball on the wing. Randall drives all the way, takes it in, hangs in the air, misses the shot, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Instead, it's going to be picked up by Austin. Austin gives to Gomes. Gomes back out. Nice pass down low. Rabb fouled and hits the bucket.
And what a pass by Austin. Excuse me, Jack Kalmbach, number 22. Just he had that pass going down to Rabb before he even had the ball. It was so quick and such a great pass. Also credits Rabb with those great hands, being able to get up and finish with the foul.
That foul was on Trauber, his third. For a moment, they gave it to Haywood, and he was like, I wasn't anywhere near that play. Hold on a minute. Put a hand over his heart after that, too. Like, whew.
He doesn't want his fourth, that's for sure.
Not on that.
No.
Rabb trying to make this a one-point game. Free throw is good, and it is a one-point game. First trip to the free throw line for Rabb in the ball game. 51-50, 5 minutes to play.
That's pretty surprising because he's playing down low, and he's had a lot of opportunities.
Ciabatta, the 3, no good. Rebound to Randall, big board. Ciabatta again, another 3 in the corner. This time he hits it. His 4th of the game.
And that's the epitome of what an offensive rebound can do for your offense or can do against the defense. A 3 missed. Rebounded by Randall and given it to Ciabatta for a second chance from the same spot.
Anderson gives to Rabb in the key. Rabb puts one up, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Winslow, nice job, but Anderson comes up with it. He's going to be fouled on the shot. That will be Haywood's 4th. Winslow wants an over-the-back call, and he probably has a pretty good argument for it. But Haywood just picked up his 4th personal. That's the team's 8th. And Anderson, who is at the moment 3 of 6 from the line, make that 4 out of 7. It's the first one.
And credit Rabb working after his own rebound there, and then forcing Winslow to really battle for it and throw it away like that.
And Dowd has got everybody back. Nobody on the free throw line. It's a 1-possession game. Second free throw is good. And a 2-point ball game. 11 points in the game for Jawan Anderson.
Every possession at this point is crucial. You really can't have any big mistakes.
Oh, and there's one. Gomes, does he save it? What a play!
The tip and the save.
Austin with the ball on the wing. Austin almost has it stolen by Trauber. Quick hands. Back out to Anderson. 26 in the shot clock. 4:05 to play in the game. 2-point advantage for St. John's. Anderson gives to Rabb on the pick and roll. Back out to Austin. Austin pulls up from 16, strong. Battle for the loose ball. Rabb taps it to himself. Spin move underneath, and he stepped on the baseline.
And Winslow doing a good job of just holding his ground there. Rabb trying to go around him and just accidentally stepped out. That happens from time to time.
Trauber into the front court. Haywood. Haywood dribbles. Back to Trauber. Stolen by Anderson. Yes. Quick hands. Anderson gives to Gomes. He goes up, and it's blocked by Winslow. What a play. Then he tries to save it. Players hit the floor. Rabb comes up with it.
That ball was almost at the top of the backboard square there, and when Winslow went up to block it.
Oh, and Gomes on the drive tried to give off to Rabb, and it was poked away by Winslow, and then Winslow has the ball poked away the other side. What a defensive play by Justice Winslow.
He was up there. He must have those new shoes on, right?
Yes, those shoes.
The PT Flyers, I think they're
That's
called.
right.
Help you jump higher.
And everyone's going to go run out and buy right after this game. Timeout on the floor with 3:21 to play. St. John's nursing a 2-point lead, 54-52. Quick 30-second timeout right here on PlayOnSports.com.
We'll have live coverage of basketball from around the country in March as we hit the section and state championships. March Madness will reign around California and beyond as we bring you action from one end of the country to the other. Join us in March for championship basketball coverage brought to you by your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
What a block by Justice Winslow.
And I mean, that was right in front of us. We're right behind where that happened, and I don't know where he came from, but I looked down and his feet were just so high. I mean, he could have jumped over most people. I know when he was up that high. I mean, he was
I've got
up there.
some windows that are pretty high up in my house.
And you need him clean?
I need someone who might need to take care of that. I think I just found the guy. Trauber to inbound. 32 seconds on the shot clock. Throws to Chabot in the corner, and he gets falling out of bounds, turns it over. Here comes Gomes. Justice again deflects the ball. Loose on the floor, and travel on Chabot with a loose ball. So he's claiming he didn't even have possession long enough to get a travel called.
Either way, it's going to stay down
O'Dowd
here.
basketball.
O'Dowd ball, yeah.
Winslow is minding the store all by himself underneath the rim. Inbounds to Austin. Austin out to Anderson. 3:09 to play. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time for O'Dowd in this possession. Austin with the ball. Austin to Anderson. Guarded by Haywood, who's playing with those four personals. Anderson turns around, drives to the key, takes it all the way. Layup good. We're tied.
And a great play call there, or decision by Juwan Anderson, going right at the guy with 4 fouls.
Here's Haywood on the drive, cut off by Anderson. Out to Randall, swung around. Chabot open for 3, his 5th of the game. No. Rebound Rab. O'Dowd trying to get their first lead since 40-39, which was their only lead of the game, and they had it for about 10 seconds. O'Dowd's going to call timeout with 2:30 left and 26 seconds on the shot clock. Don't go anywhere, folks. We know it's late wherever you are around the world, but you're going to want to stay through the end of this here on PlayOnSports.com.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Give It. Highlight life's epic moments with Give It. And by the Lucky Duck Foundation, whose mission it is to raise awareness and funds for charitable causes. Also, Torrey Pines Bank, where business gets done.
St. John's has picked a tough time to go cold, John Henry. They had 16 points in the first quarter, 17 in the second and the third, but they're being outscored 13-4 here in the fourth quarter. O'Dowd had 14 in the first, 16 in the second, 11 in the third quarter, so they're picking it up at the right time, and it's coming from several different places. Paris Austin's got 4, Anderson has 4 in the quarter, Rab's got 3, Dominic Gomes has 2. Meanwhile, Justice Winslow, though he's been playing outstanding defense, just 1 free throw here in the fourth quarter, and Chabot his 4th 3 of the game.
Yeah, and you got to credit Bishop O'Dowd. The defense is doing such a good job forcing St. John's to take shots they really don't want to take and making decisions, tough decisions, because they don't get easy looks at the basket.
Davis inbounds to Austin in the backcourt. Austin on the floor with Anderson, Davis, Gomes, and Rab. Gomes with the ball, high right elbow. Gomes looking at the post to Anderson. Anderson's got it, goes up, and will not get the bucket, but he will get the foul. That foul will go against Wes Wallace, his first, and that'll be the team's 9th. It's a 2-shot foul, though, so Anderson's going to shoot a pair. Wallace is out there with Randall, Chabot, Trauber, and Winslow, as Haywood is coming out offense for defense, so he doesn't commit his 5th.
Good coaching there.
Anderson misses that first free throw. Trying to break this tie. In comes Haywood. That's good coaching there by Coach Baber. You are absolutely correct.
Just smart, yep.
Second free throw, Anderson. 1 out of 2, and O'Dowd ties their largest margin of a lead in this game, 1 point, 55-54. Anderson out high, and forces the turnover from Haywood.
And Haywood just a little frustrated. Maybe his timing's a little off because he's got to come in and out with those substitutions with his 4th foul.
2:10 remaining. Here comes Austin into the front court. Austin resetting everybody. Gives it to Gomes. Gomes almost loses the ball. Now takes it into the key. Goes up, poked away. Chabot comes up with it. Here's Winslow. Winslow forgets the ball. Gomes takes it back. Here comes Gomes the other way. He's going for the lob to Rab for the layup.
Unbelievable. Ivan Rab with the big finish. Gomes.
Oh, open. Trauber for 3, short. Rebound Gomes again.
And all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game, getting down to about 1:30 left.
1:35. This is Austin in the front court. Trauber all over him like a second jersey. Austin in the post to Rab. Rab, nice job keeping the pivot foot. Out to Davis, 20 on the shot clock. Austin will reset. Now 16, now 15. Trauber almost pokes it away. Floater to Anderson with 13. 1:17 to go. Anderson looking to drive on Haywood. Takes it in. Fadeaway 15-footer. Tough shot. Rebound Davis. Players hitting the floor. And it is off Davis, out of bounds along the baseline. St. John's will have it with 1:08 left, trailing by 3. And St. John's will call a timeout.
And it's interesting what O'Dowd is doing on Winslow. They're having number 30, Russell Davis, cover him basically full time, as anytime they don't have the ball full court. So in that case, he's either got to work really hard to get that ball, or when they do get down into the offensive area and they're setting up their offense, it's almost like having an extra guy on the floor to cover him.
Well, and the advantage there is that if Winslow gets by Davis, which is likely, who's there to clean things up is Ivan Rabb. I mean, that's what it frees up. It frees up your shot blocker. If Rabb was guarding Winslow, if Winslow gets by him, and he is pretty quick, then who's your shot blocker? Nobody. So it's a pretty good strategy on the part of O'Dowd. Meanwhile, St. John's, they don't necessarily need a 3 here, a 2 and some solid defense, which they've actually been doing a good job of playing.
Right.
Could be the key. But you do have 3 very good three-point shooters on the floor. Chabada's got 4 in the game. Haywood's got 3 all in the first half. Trauber has got good range, though he does not have a 3 in the game. So they are your guards. Winslow's got 3-point range, though he hasn't hit one yet either. He is looking to get the inbounds pass and gets it from Randall. Davis right on him. O'Dowd's got fouls they can give. Only 3 team fouls here in the second half. Winslow with the ball, and there's one of them. That'll be the 4th. For Davis, that's his second personal.
Fouls charged, number 30, Russell Davis.
A minute left in the game.
Yeah, and I think what you said about trying to get a 3, that's a good call. You don't need to right now. You don't have to settle for a 3. Just get 2. Just keep getting 2 points.
Here's Winslow on the drive. Gives to Chabada. Out to Randall. He'll take the 3. No good. Rebound Davis. Now you can play it straight up if you're St. John's if you want. And now Anderson is going to get a timeout call from his bench, which you're allowed to do. And so that gives O'Dowd 1 timeout remaining. St. John's has 2. 42.3 seconds to go in the game. A full timeout taken by O'Dowd. We'll keep it right here on PlayOnSports.com, where high school sports lives, and if your heart isn't beating watching this game, I don't know what more we can do for you. 28 seconds on the shot clock, 42.3 on the game clock, so a 14-second differential for those of you with a calculator at home. And so now if you're St. John's, John Henry, we just mentioned it, you don't have to foul here. If you play solid D, you get the ball back. Worst case, 14 seconds to play. You still trail by 3.
Exactly, and I don't know how much time is left on the backcourt, the 10 seconds in the backcourt, but this is a good opportunity for St. John's to force a turnover. Maybe give up, play a little more risky and put some extra guys in that offensive zone. Try to get that turnover or at least the 10-second violation.
Meanwhile, if you're O'Dowd, it's 9 team fouls on St. John's. So if they do commit a foul on the floor, then it's going to be a 2-shot situation for Bishop O'Dowd.
And that's a great situation to be in. And they've got some guys who are very good handling the ball.
Perry inbounds to Anderson in the backcourt. Anderson going to bring it up the floor. He's across half court. Anderson in the front court to Perry. Anderson's going to be fouled by Trauber. So Anderson to the line, where he's had a little bit of trouble at the free throw line, though not as much in the second half. He is 4 of 6 in the second half. He was 2 of 4 in the first. So 6 out of 10. For Trauber, that's his 4th personal. Anderson first free throw. Good.
And that was the big one, because now it's a 2-score game here. You can't just hit a 3. You got to get 2, and you got to get them quick.
35.7 seconds remaining. Anderson's second free throw also good. 5-point advantage. Inbounds pass to Winslow. Winslow, you got to hurry. You got to get a quick 2 or a 3. Winslow almost loses the ball. It's deflected out of bounds by Anderson on the pass. 29 seconds to go in the game.
Almost lost it and then almost threw it away. Either way, it's going to stay down there. Just wasted 6 seconds.
O'Dowd's pressure defense in the second half has been outstanding. Robert inbound, looking for Chabada in the corner instead. Underneath, Anderson with a steal and saves it as it's going out of bounds. Austin is fouled in the backcourt. What a play by Jawan Anderson.
Just being able to see where that ball's going, getting a hand on it. Not only that, not only breaking up the play, but getting it and throwing it back into one of your teammates. Huge play right there.
That foul was on J.T. Trauber. That is his 5th. Paris Austin is going to the free throw line. He's got 11 in the game, and this is his first trip to the foul line.
Shooting the double bonus for the Dragons.
2 shots.
And that steal might be one of the biggest plays of the game so far.
Anderson with 16 points in the game to lead his team. Austin looking for points number 12 and 13. A 5-point game. What a swing in this fourth quarter. First free throw is good. It was 50-41, and it's a 19-4 run in the fourth quarter by Bishop O'Dowd.
And that's why we play 4.
What a turnaround. Second free throw also good. That's a 16-point swing right now. Winslow pushing, 22 seconds to play. Winslow into the front court, not a lot of time. Winslow picked up on a switch by Perry. That's a lot of time being used. Winslow, long 3, no good. Rab the rebound. O'Dowd's going to win it. O'Dowd is going to get fouled. That is Randall picking up his 4th, and Rab going to the free throw line.
Fouls charge number 34, Richard Randall.
And at this point now, as long as nothing unbelievable happens, looks like O'Dowd is going to come out of this one alive. My goodness, what a battle this has been. Every second it seems, it doesn't seem like it had been any one time where a team had any kind of momentum or, really the crowd wasn't really into it. It was just kind of back and forth, feeling each other out the whole time. And then this fourth quarter, O'Dowd just plugging away, start hitting some shots, and that's been the difference so far.
Second free throw by Rab. He makes both.
Also checking in number 32.
Sandu is going to replace him. Boy, it looked like St. John's was making a run. They were up by 9, 50-41. They're now trailing by 9. Chibata with a 3. He's going to hit it late. And a quick timeout is called by St. John's. So it's 63-57. That is the 5th 3 of the game by Yusuf Chibata. And he's got 15 points. So they're going to put a couple seconds back on the clock. There's now 3 seconds remaining.
Full timeout taken by St. John's.
And that is a full timeout called by St. John's. It's a 6-point game. 63-57, and we start to take a look at PlayOnSports.com Player of the Game. We are going to have a Player of the Game interview in the postgame with a player from the winning team. And right now there's a junior guard that I've got my eye on here for Bishop O'Dowd, who had 6 points in the first half and 10, including 7 of 9 from the free throw line here in the second half, and a key steal late. Jawan Anderson might be our player of the game if this result holds.
Yeah, and really quarterbacking the offense as well. I mean, he's kind of been the guy who brings the ball down and then decides what to do, sets up the plays, and he's done a great job.
We'll see if St. John's, trailing by 6 with 3 seconds left. This would be quite a miracle finish if they're able to get 2 threes in 3 seconds. Quick inbounds pass, and fouled immediately is Crudo by Randall, and that should be 5 on Randall. And there's 2.1 seconds remaining. And actually, if Crudo hits 1, I mean, it's already, 6 points, 2 seconds.
Right.
But he hits 1, and it's now a 3-possession game.
2.1 seconds. You got to get the ball all the way down the court. I mean, there's a lot that's got to go right to score 6 points in 2 seconds.
Randall, a nice show of sportsmanship, goes down the floor as Crudo hits the free throw, his 3rd point of the game, and shakes Coach Ritchie's hand with Bishop O'Dowd. That's class right there.
Yep.
On the part of Richard Randall.
And we saw Trauber do that as well when he fell out.
Second free throw, no good. Loose on the floor. Perry picks it up. He gets the rebound. The game ends. And the final score, Bishop O'Dowd, what a turnaround. They win it 64-57 over St. John. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show where we'll have an interview with our player of the game, Jawan Anderson from the Dragons. Again, your final, 64-57. We'll be back with more after this. Back here on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, and I'm joined by junior Juwan Anderson of the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons with his teammates mugging behind our camera over there. You can't see it, folks, but they're doing all kinds of things to try to distract him. But really nothing distracted you today in your game. 16 points, especially in the second half. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What happened in that fourth quarter? You guys were down by 9, and what a swing as Coach Ritchie comes by. What a swing, and then you end up winning it by 7. What shifted for you guys? Were you able to make that kind of a comeback?
The defense. Our defense, we had to step the intensity up since we was down, and we knew the only way we could win this game is if we stopped Justice Winslow. So we stepped our defense up and we won the game.
Well, you make it sound very simple, but there was a lot to it than that.
There's a lot to it.
And let's talk about your free throw shooting as well. You looked a little frustrated in the first half, 2 out of 4, but you did something, or maybe it was just a concentration thing for you, but really came up big, especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I just had to concentrate. Had to concentrate on my free throws, and we work at it every practice. I just couldn't knock them all down, but at least we got it in.
Well, you got them at the key moments.
Yeah.
And then in particular, that steal at the end of the game, what did you see? Because St. John still had a glimmer of hope. If they convert there, it's a one-possession game with under a minute to play.
Yeah.
But you stepped right in front, got the steal and the save. What did you see on that particular play?
I read his eyes. I seen that he was going to pass it to it, and that was the only – he went baseline. That was the only option, so I dropped down and stole the ball.
And he makes it sound so elementary, folks, but these decisions are being made in split seconds.
Yeah.
Juwan, guard play. Everyone focuses a lot on Ivan Rabb, and deservedly so. I mean, he's an outstanding player.
Yeah.
But the guards, you, Paris Austin, Michael Perry, really stepped up today. Do you guys take it upon yourselves, knowing that Ivan's going to get a lot of attention, where you guys got to come in and contribute?
That's what we want. We want Ivan to have all the attention so we can just cut through and get easy baskets. Because we know everybody's going to try to stop Ivan, but you got to stop everybody on this team, too.
Well, Bishop O'Dowd's going to be tough to stop. They get a big win against St. John's, a comeback trailing 50-41 going into the fourth quarter. They win at 64-47. Juwan Anderson, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll let you get back with your teammates.
Thank you.
We'll be wrapping up here on the postgame in just a few moments. Please stay with us. Wrapping up here on PlayOnSports.com. Jeff Kurtz rejoined by John Henry Winter-Nolte. John Henry, as we look at that game, what a turnaround. We just heard from Juwan Anderson, who said, well, you know, this was something where we just needed to step up and do some pressure defense, and we were able to pressure him and stop Justice Winslow, and we win the game. And I'm like, oh, well, you make it sound really easy, but there's a lot to it. And he's all, there is a lot to that. What did you see out on the floor? What turned it around for Bishop O'Dowd in that fourth quarter?
Honestly, I think it was the defense, which it seemed like they just stepped up. It's like, oh, we haven't been playing defense all day. Granted, they had, but they just stepped it up in that fourth quarter and were able to allow 4 points. And then on the other end, they were able on offense to actually run plays. It seemed like in the first 2 or 3 quarters, the idea was just to get the ball down low and hope for the best. But they were able to spread out the scoring. They were able to score more because they were taking better shots. And at the end of the day, if you're taking better shots, you can score more points.
Well, and certainly goes from the defense to the offense. It certainly transitioned well. Right. Dominic Gomes making some outstanding defensive plays. And meanwhile, for St. John's, they played very good defense, Justice Winslow in particular, but offensively were stymied. And except for that late three-pointer by Chibata, just 4 points in the quarter after they'd scored 16, 17, and 17. That really points to the difference that was made in the defensive end by Bishop O'Dowd.
Exactly. I think you're right on.
Well, we're going to wrap up here for today, folks, but that doesn't wrap us up for the week. Not anywhere close. We've got 4 more games for you tomorrow, the quarterfinals, as we move to the winner's half of the bracket in the National Division here at the 23rd Annual Under Armour Holiday Classic. But on behalf of everyone who made today's broadcast possible, I'd like to thank our particular broadcast team for this game. Daryl Maison was providing all the video for you today. Jarrett Wright was our producer. For my broadcast partner, John Henry Winter-Nolte, I am Jeff Kurtz saying so long from Torrey Pines High School till tomorrow afternoon when we pick up the quarterfinals here in the Holiday Classic at Torrey Pines High. You've been following the action on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Good night, everybody.